Everyone, I'd like to call to order the Oklahoma City Board of Adjustment July 5th, 2012 meeting. We're in the council chambers and it's 1:30 p.m. You would have a matter before the Board of Adjustments. We are in the wrong room. We're glad you're here today. There we go. We're glad you're here today, and we have a couple of rules. Number one, please turn your cell phones off, pretty please. And we also try to treat each other neighborly. We don't speak over each other, and we are courteous when we speak when we come up to the microphone. The first order of business will be to receive the minutes.
Move to approve.
Second.
All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Motion's approved. The next matter to come before the board is the continuance requests and withdrawals. Are there any requests from staff, Kathy, today for any continuances?
We have two today. Item number 5, case number 13581 is requesting a continuance to August 2nd. And case number 6, item number 6, case number 13545 is requesting an additional continuance to September 6th.
Okay, so 5 and 6 will be continued. May I have a motion on that?
If there's not anybody here for those, I'll make a motion to continue those two items.
All right. Is there a second, please?
Second.
All those in favor, please vote aye. Unanimously approved. Thank you. Can we at this time call our first matter of business to order? Kathy?
Item number 1, case number 13567 through 13574, request for use variance of New Dominion LLC for permit to drill 8 oil and gas wells located at 12317 through 12407 North Choctaw Road.
Would you please state your full name for the record and your home address, sir?
Yes, sir. Good afternoon. David Box, 522 Colcord Drive. On behalf of the applicant New Dominion, also with me is Jerry Bro as a representative of New Dominion. Our application is for a variance to permit 8 oil wells to be drilled. All 8 wells will be located on one pad site. This is a little bit of a unique parcel in that we have the advantage of having a nice tree line just south of where this pad site will be, and we're going to maintain that tree line to work as a buffer to the residents to the south. The residents to the south also, if you can tell from the aerial, have a significant tree line that fronts their property. So even if we didn't have those trees, they have a nice buffer as well. As the staff has indicated, the nearest residence is 371 feet away, and access for our site will be taken off of Choctaw Road, and so that will further alleviate any sort of hardship that might happen to the residents to the south. The staff has found no unfavorables, and we're here to ask for your support and answer any questions you might have.
I take it the appropriate applications and permits have been filed with the Oklahoma Corporation Commission?
No, sir, they have not. We're waiting to get approval from the Board of Adjustments before we begin the process of even building the location.
And then you'll file those applications with the Oklahoma Corporation Commission.
Yes, sir.
Are there any questions? I'm sorry.
Are you aware of any objections from anyone in the area?
No, there was 2 individuals that were here that got notice that lived just south, and we visited with them and explained what we were doing, and they left. But they didn't have an objection, but we gave them our numbers and told them to give us a call if they have any questions, and we'll be happy to work with them through the process.
Right. Any other questions? I would entertain a motion.
So move approval.
Second.
There's a motion and a second. Would you please vote on the proposal? You are approved, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Item number 2, case number 13577, request of Global Sign Solutions for a variance to the sign regulations regarding the maximum number of permitted signs, maximum size of signs, maximum total square footage, and landscaping located at 7501 South Choctaw Road.
Good afternoon, sir.
Hello, how are you?
Fine. How are you?
Very good. My name is Mohammed Ahmadian. I'm from Global Sign Solutions. And we're requesting about 200 square footage more signage for this unique building.
All right. For purposes of the record, would you please state your home address, too?
The address is at 402 East Imperial Avenue, Broken Arrow, Oklahoma, 74011.
Can you tell us a little bit about your application, please, sir?
There was about 1,050 square footage allowance for the sign, pole sign for this site, but we are requesting for another 100 because of the directional sign. There is a Wendy's located, and also they are very small. We are over 2 inches over the limit for each one, and make us that we have to apply for permits. Also, we are asking for 3 directional sign, because when you come from the highway, it would direct the big truck versus the car or RV where to turn in or how to exit.
So a lot of these signs are for safety purposes, would that be fair to
Yes,
say?
all of them. Actually, there are 2. The pickup, that's what is inside the building. They pick up the window just for directional. You don't see it from the street. And there's a 3 directional 3x5 is a truck entrance and a RV exit or car's entrance.
Any questions from the board?
Let me ask you, how long has this, well, what events, was there an event, a specific event that precipitated the need for this additional signage, or is this something that you all just thought that you wanted to do?
When we had a meeting, we were talking outside, and when we looked at the outside, there was a bunch of traffic coming, a big truck from the road, and it's right in front of you. And then one of them turned, then he had to make a U-turn. And one of the people, they said that we have to make sure that, we have a directional sign if they want to turn left or turn right. And that was the only reason that we asked for those 3 directional signs.
If you all are not familiar with this area, that station was blown away in the tornado 3 or 4 years ago. And what they've done out there is fantastic. It really has improved that corner. And I said just before the meeting, I have a confession to make. I was very emphatically opposed to the Brahms sign being so high on 35 that we had, if you recall. And I was out there the other day, and I have to confess that that is not abusive at all. That sign is, they did a good job around the base of it, and I think these folks will do the same thing. And I think they do need these signs for safety purposes, and especially they're going to start redoing that intersection here either the last part of the year or first part of 2013. So that is probably a really, really good thing. So with that, if there's no protesters, we've got one protester. We'll hear her.
Would you take a seat for a second?
Sure.
We have someone that would like to speak
Sure.
about this application.
Thank you. Good afternoon. My name is Nancy Shaw. I am in the housing division right behind the truck stop. I want to say you are absolutely right, Mr. Allen. This has been such an improvement in this space from before, and I wholeheartedly agree with the additional signage. From a safety standpoint, navigating in and out of the truck stop and trying to make it home safely. What I came, and this may not be the right forum, or it may be, our neighborhood had come to you pre-tornado and petitioned that this truck stop should have privacy fencing all the way around for a variety of issues. And you found in favor of us in having that privacy fence issue. This newly built truck stop does not comply with that ruling that your entity made. There is privacy fencing on one side. However, it's not on my side, and that's why I'm here. In the photographs and things that you haven't, there is some discrepancies in the 18-wheeler parking spaces. There are actually probably twice as many on yours, and all of them, depending on how they park, either shine their lights in my backyard or run their engines all night, which creates some additional noise for us. So that's why I'm here. These people have done a wonderful job. I want to be a good neighbor and do that, but My concerns is on that back side where the 18-wheeler parking spaces are shown are back up to my property, and that's what I have a concern about, if there's anything that we can do about that.
There is one thing you need to do. Would you please state your home address for purposes of the record?
Yes, I am at 14847 Southeast 75th.
And you have no objection to the variance with regards to the signage, correct?
That is correct.
All right. And have you spoken with the applicant, Global Sign Solutions, about your concerns on this privacy fence?
No, I didn't know who the owners of the property were or
Sure.
any of that to be able to have a discussion about that. That's true.
Okay. I would encourage you to talk to the applicant after this meeting is over and express your concerns. I don't think that's appropriately before the board today, but we want everybody to be good neighbors and we want everybody to get along.
Sure. Thank
Okay.
you very much. Now, if for some reason the applicant and I cannot reach an agreement on this, how would I bring this before your board to make that ruling again in our
I
favor?
think you need to contact the city and find the previous orders that have been entered and rely upon that information.
Okay, I'll
Okay?
do that. Thank you,
All
sir.
right, thanks for coming today. We really appreciate it. You may come back up, sir. Any problem with visiting with her after this meeting?
The only thing I can do that, I would give the phone number of the owner, because I'm just from the sign company.
Okay.
Nothing to do with the fence, be honest, but I'll be glad to give the owner's name and a phone number, and also get her name and an email to the owners regarding the problems they have, and I'll work it out.
That would be greatly appreciated.
No
Thank you.
problem.
Thank you. Are there any other protests that you're aware of regarding the signage?
No, sir.
Are there any questions of the board?
I would move to approve the application.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Would you please cast your vote? You are approved, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thanks for coming today.
Item number 3, case number 13578, request of Armando San Roman for a variance to permit a garage encroaching the rear yard and side yard setback located at 1413 Northwest 8th Street.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon. My name is Armando San Roman, and I make a little garage, and I do a big mistake. I don't have the permit, and I don't know what's going to happen.
Would you please give your home address for purposes of the record?
Say it again?
Please give your home address for purposes of the record. Where do you live?
I live, the address is 1413 Northwest 8, right there, west side of McKinley, half a block. And I make the garage in the back of the house. And I don't know, somebody say I need to get the permit, the inspector. I don't know how the inspector see the little garage in there. You know, I put my stuff in the back. I buy some stuff, and maybe I keep it for a week and a half, and later, it's gone. Yeah, and I had to make something, you know, a little garage so I can keep my stuff in there.
Where the garage
See that
sits,
the house.
where is it in comparison to the alley? Can you explain that to me?
Well, we have a island in the back. You know, cars coming in there. But really, they don't, nobody driving there. So I make the garage, same like the other house, you know, make it same, level, grade, whatever, you know. You can see my garage as this, same with the other house. And, you know, the problem is, that's only the premise.
Yep. And the garage is now completed, correct? Is it finished?
It's really almost complete, yeah.
And how long have you had the garage?
Probably like a month and a half.
Okay.
And I guess where we have, JJ, the most problems with the garage is the portion that abuts the alley. Is that your understanding?
Yeah, the current day setback would be 10 feet from the north property line. And He's adjacent to the north property line, although there is an alley separating him from the property to the north. And there's a 1-foot encroachment on the east.
Okay, 1 foot. And then the alley is 16.5 feet, is that correct?
Correct.
And so there's, the garage does not butt up against another property owner?
No, it's got at least the 16 and a half feet, and then plus whatever the separation is on the building to the north.
And
It's not right up against the alley.
So it's not obstructing the alley in any way?
No, it's all on his
All
property.
on his
It's right up to the line.
Is that an active alley?
I believe he said you could drive up and down the alley.
There's not much traffic on the alley, is that correct?
No. Really, the people no driving there. I don't see no cars. They used to people coming to my house. You know, they used to be driving there right there by my house. You know, in the back of the alley, they're driving in there. I had to put a fence in there so they don't have to drive in my house. You know, in my yard. Yeah, I put a little fence in there so they don't have to just drive in there and go to A Street.
So do you enter your garage from the alley? How do you enter that garage?
My garage is inside the alley. I mean, it's in my property, you know.
Gotcha.
And at the other side, the east side, that's my brother's house. So we have, I believe so, we have like 10 feet to my brother's house and my garage.
Have any of your
Why?
neighbors complained about the garage?
No.
Your brother hasn't complained, has he?
I don't see, you know, there's only one house in the west side, right there in the corner. There's only, I don't know his name, it's a lady. She lives by herself, and his babies, that's all.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did you obtain a building permit to do that building on that garage?
Excuse me?
Did you obtain a building permit to
No.
build a garage?
No, I want to get the permit, you know, I need to get the permit. I don't know if they're going to give me or no.
Is there any foundation around the exterior walls?
You can walk, around,
No foundation for the house to sit
Oh,
on?
you're talking about I do the concrete, I do the footing, and then I put a steel, number 5, because number 4 is, that's the...
Rebar?
Yeah, and number 5 is a little more thick, more strong.
I went by your house and looked, and it appears to me the orientation of the garage is east-west, and that you've got a driveway on the west side of your house, and that would be the normal way you would enter your garage. Am I correct? It looks like you're doing some additional work to the house.
I buy the house, I buy the house just like it is. Somebody do work in the house. I don't do nothing in the house, and the outside, no, somebody else.
Well, I just say, the point I'm making is, you know now that you need a building permit. You need a building permit to construct, or to do that construction on your house, or to build a new garage. The reason you're here today is because of the setback.
So if I need to work in my house outside, I need a permit for that?
When you build and remodel, you need a permit, you need a building permit. So contact the city, and if you're not sure, contact them, and that way you'll know for sure whether you need a permit. But what we're going to vote on is whether to grant your variance on the setback. But just for future reference, when you work on your house and things like that, call the city about whether you need a building permit for your own protection.
You know, I do the porch in my house, and I go to the city and get a permit for the porch, and they tell me, you don't need no permit. If you're going to change different stuff, you need a permit for that. And I don't know why. We go to my brother's house, you know, that's next door. We do the porch, just only the concrete, the floor, you know. And they made me pay for that one. I don't know why, I don't understand.
If there's any question, you know, ask the question, and then that way you know for sure. And that way you don't end up, you know, before a board like ours having to ask for a variance request.
Because I want to pay for my porch, I go to the city, get the permits, and they say you don't need it. It's okay.
My inclination would be, since the garage is built and he wasn't aware of, the requirements, and because you've got the alleyway for access, and it's to move to approve the application.
Okay, we have a motion.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Please cast your vote. Your variance has been granted, sir.
Thank you, sir.
I just ask you in the future to check with the city before you start building, okay?
I promise.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thanks for coming today.
Okay, bye.
Item number 4, case number 13579, request of Loyal Gagnon for a variance to permit a single-family residence encroaching the 85-foot platted front building line located at 10609 Northwest 103rd Place.
Good afternoon, sir.
Hi, I'm Warren Peacock with WPM Design Group, 301 Elm, Yukon. The house did get a building permit, did get an occupancy permit. I can't tell you why it was built over the building limit line. Unfortunately, the builder is deceased, and his widow is trying to sell this house. This was discovered at closing, or when the title work was getting ready to be done for closing. So what we're asking for is to get a variance to make the building limit line 55 feet, which will put the house 3.5 foot behind that. This is a cul-de-sac lot. There's one other lot to the east of this that has a 70-foot building limit line. All the rest of the lots have a 40-foot building limit line. And the house fits on the property properly. There's no problem with side yard encroachments or anything like that. The only reason it had the 85-foot building limit line was to meet the minimum 100-foot width that is required by ordinance for a 1-acre tract. So I've got some better copies of color copies if you want to see them, and also a drawing shows where the building limit line will be. So.
But there was a building permit drawn on this, and the only way it was caught was a final survey when you were attempting to close on the property.
And occupancy permit's been issued, too.
Sure.
If no protest, I'll move approval.
Not that I'm aware of.
Second.
Please cast your votes. Your variance is granted, sir. Thanks for coming today.
Okay.
Kathy, do we have anything else to come before the board today?
That's all today.
Before we adjourn, I do want to say one thing, and this is my first meeting to serve as chair, and Jim Allen is the vice chair now, but I want to go on record and say that Jeff Austin did an outstanding job in serving as the chair, and we appreciate all your hard work. And now I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
We are adjourned. Thanks for coming today.